This program is brought to you by the Genesis Communications Network, a world leader in talk radio since 1998. Visit GCNlive.com today.
Broadcasting and streaming live all across America. This is HomeTalkUSA with Michael King, where we will discuss topics pertaining to your home with industry-leading experts. Michael King is a licensed general contractor with more than 30 years of experience in home improvements and the author of Contracting with the King. Join us this hour for our segment Invent America with your co-host, the Inventor Lady, Rita Crompton. Discover what's next in the home improvement industry and explore new products and innovations. Or if you have that next great big idea, learn what it takes to bring your invention to the world as Michael King and Rita Crompton talk to America's inventors and innovators. Remember, the America of tomorrow is being invented today. We invite you to visit us at HomeTalkUSA.com, one of the best resources for home improvement information around today. Your best life begins with your best home, and there's no place like Home Talk. That's HomeTalkUSA.com. And now, we proudly present Invent America from the #1 home improvement radio program in the country, Home Talk USA, with your host, the Cajun contractor, Michael King, and his co-host, the Inventor Lady, Rita Crompton.
Hey, everybody. Thanks so much for being with us this afternoon. And just in case you didn't catch it, I am not the Cajun contractor. However, we do want to thank so much because we are grateful to the inventor of Invent America, Michael King, and Home Talk USA. That is our home, no pun intended. So today we've got a really interesting topic for inventors. It is something that most inventors, at least from the ones I've talked to, had no idea that it was an option. And so my guest that's going to share this first conversation with me is Derry Griffin. He is from California, so it's still morning out there. Derry, thanks so much for being with us.
Good morning or good afternoon, Rita. It's good to talk to you.
And Derry is a very experienced inventor. He's got one product that's licensed. He's got two other products that are ready to be licensed. And then he's got one in the hopper. So this conversation is, very apt for him. Because, Derry, I got a question for you, honey.
Go ahead. I'm ready.
Did you know that there is an research and development tax credit available to inventors?
I did not, but I know now, and my next phone call is to my accountant.
Well, what I have heard is that most accountants don't know about it either, and that is why our industry expert is going to be one of the guys that knows and let us know about it. We met them at ASD Market Week. So this ASD Market Week, and we've got one of their VPs on next week, it was good for us on multiple levels. But, tell our listeners what is the product that you've got licensed so they know where to go and look for it and who to call. And then your other ones that are kind of, in pending status as far as licensing, and don't quite share the other one yet.
Okay. So, the one I have licensed, I just licensed to, can I name the company?
Yeah.
Is that fair?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, Driftless. So, Driftless is the largest manufacturer and supplier of caulk guns in America, maybe the world, I'm not sure. But I created a little device that clips onto a caulking gun. It's a little retractable cap. It attaches to the gun. It retracts out of the way when you're using the gun, but it stays attached to the gun. So, to knick-knack, I came up with, I pushed through, I got the patent through Rita. Thank you, Rita.
You're welcome.
And I actually got a license deal on it, which is literally, it's like a miracle, but it actually happened. So, waiting for that first check, right, Rita?
Congratulations. I remember I was in Utah when you called me the first time, and you drove from California to northern Utah so that we could have a meeting. And, look where we are now.
Amazing. That speeding ticket was worth it,
Yes, it was. Hope you only got one out of that. But, you have spent a lot of years, because this was several years ago, going through the steps and, getting the patents. You've got 3 patents filed. 2 are still pending, but we're expecting those to finish up now in the next few months. And then you've got one that you're kind of, waiting to, pull the trigger on getting all of that filed and everything. But it wasn't just the patent filing. It was the prototyping. It was the research and development.
Right. It was. Again, had I known what was involved first day, I might not have done it, but now I'm in it.
No, I know you. You would have still done it because you said, "No, I can do this." But we find out after the fact, that this, and I told the lady that I talked to, it's like, well, most of our inventors are inventing new tools, new kitchen gadgets, new pet products. They're not doing, cars and medical devices, although every once in a while. And she goes, it doesn't matter. That research and development that they are doing, they qualify for then the tax credit. Now there's always details and specifics, but I said, if one inventor gets $100 credit, yay, that is $100 more going into somebody's pocket that they didn't have before.
Agreed. And it's good to know it exists.
It's good to know. You don't know unless you ask, right?
Exactly. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I have a very experienced accountant, and he finds all kinds of ways, of just, utilizing the tax code to my benefit, but he has no idea of this. So his ears are going to perk up when I tell him this one. So I'm glad to know it.
Well, when she first told me that, this got to be a scam. I can't believe that this is really. So I went and started looking, and it's like, okay, no, this is real. And the company that does it, our industry expert on today, they have been around for decades and decades. They're all across the country. They're a huge firm, and everybody recognizes the name of ADP as being one of those suppliers of information and bookkeeping and staffing and all of the things that they do across America. So it's like, well, yay that we, know it's, a company that's got a really good reputation out there. But knowing that they're willing to talk to you, the inventor, the individual, they're willing to talk to groups, they're willing to go and post things and, give us the information. That's an incredible boost for our clients.
I agree. I think it's essential because it starts to mount up the expenses, the tiny details, the big things, the little things. And I would imagine for the government it actually makes good sense, right? Because we really are the backbone of the economy, the inventors. Without us, there's nothing, right?
Oh, exactly.
We should get a tax break. I feel we deserve a tax break.
Well, I'm sure you do. I like that. But, we do invent America because America invents, and you're exactly right. Our economy has been based and built on the little guy inventing the car who became a big guy, several big guys, the little guys in the garage that, invented the computer, and, now they're big guys. But anything and everything out there has been started by an inventor somewhere. Oh, yeah, it's called, airline flight. Everybody started as a little guy in their garage, in their basement, on a rooftop, climbing a ladder like you did and dropping, whatever and thinking, oh, my goodness, look at all that caulk laying down the side of that house. I better go clean it up. You think there's got to be a better way, right?
Right. I guess. I mean, we're not always right. Obviously, most of the time we're wrong, but maybe that 1 or 2% you're actually right. So it's worth the journey.
It is.
Evolution. Human evolution.
It is.
Right?
And Derry's products, everyone, if you would like to see what he's invented, they are listed on the Inventor Lady site. But Derry, go ahead and give everybody your website so they can go and find you.
It is Erin/innovations.com. And on there, I have several videos of my products in use, prototypes being used in job situations, just to give people a feel for this is kind of the direction I'm heading with my stuff. Right or wrong, I feel they have value. And I do get contacted from all over the world from people who find the website, they like the product, they want to buy the product. I'm just trying to get the products to market. So, One down, 3 to go.
3 to go. All righty. So like I said, everybody, you can find Derry's products listed on Invent-America under products, and you can find him listed under Inventor Lady, and you can go to Erin Innovations. So, Derry, thanks so much for being on with us today, and stay with us, everybody, because we've got another inventor, a new inventor who's going to be on, and she doesn't know anything about this tax credit either.
Welcome back to Home Talk USA with Michael King. Do you have questions about your next home improvement project or home repairs? Now you can chat with verified home repair and home improvement experts in just minutes. Get the help you need by visiting HomeTalkUSA.com. One of the best resources for home improvement information around today. Your best life begins with your best home, and there's no place like Home Talk. That's HomeTalkUSA.com. And now, back to Invent America from the #1 home improvement radio program in the country, Home Talk USA, with your host, the Cajun contractor Michael King, and his co-host, the Inventor Lady, Rita Crompton.
Hey, everybody, thanks so much for being with us this afternoon, where we talk to America's inventors, because America invents. And we want to thank a couple of our sponsors, Kicker Design, and Product Quick Start, who have just been wonderful at helping our inventors get through that middle stage prototyping into manufacturer's prototyping. So if you're out there and you need a service provider, by all means, give me a call, because we have got vetted good ones lined up and ready to help you. So my next guest today is Dr. Tina, and I like to call her Dr. Tina because I can pronounce that. I am going to let you, Dr. Tina, tell everybody what your full name is, because it's definitely a challenge for my vowel capacity. And, it's wonderful to have inventors on at every stage. And so when we have you on and you're just, you've got your prototypes in place, we want you to be able to share with America what it is that you've invented, because you give encouragement to everybody else.
I appreciate you having me on the show. It's a pleasure. My full name is Dr. Alevtina Malakova, but you're definitely right. Dr. Tina's short and sweet, so it's easier to say. So as a dentist, it's kind of a nice coincidence that the invention idea is a toothbrush related to the dental field. And it was born out of the idea of patients' interest to have a toothbrush that lasted a very long time. So imagine getting ready to brush your teeth at night, right before bedtime, and then seeing the frayed bristles and realizing how damaged and bacteria-filled your toothbrush is. And now you get annoyed at having to go to the store to buy something when the store is probably closed anyways, last minute. So you just say, I'll get it tomorrow, So you have here this idea of bristle heads within the handle, right at the spur of the moment when you need it. Convenient, fast, easy to snap on. And you never have to throw out your toothbrush again. So a year's worth of brushing in one toothbrush handle.
I think it's brilliant. Because I do change the head of my brush on a regular basis. And you're right. It's like, oh my gosh, now I got to put it on the grocery list to get one at the store. And it's like, I forgot it. So now you've got a year's worth, and that's about how often I go through them, about one a quarter. So that is excellent.
Yeah, for sure.
So when you were going through all of this, all right, and developing it, the prototype stage, because developing the prototype can be expensive and, frustrating. Yeah. Yes. So did you know about the R&D tax credit?
I had zero clue. And if anything, you would think that an accountant would be able to help knowledge in terms of tax benefits for certain things. But if they're not savvy with necessarily inventions or anything related to that field, I had no idea.
Well, I've learned over the years that there are a lot of inventing is very unique, and setting up a company or you with the idea that you're going to receive royalties, because eventually you would like to license this. There are certain tax benefits and consequences that if you don't tell your accountant, they don't know, because it's outside of their normal everyday sandbox. So when we get the information, we're going to provide it to every inventor out there that we know of, so you can take it to your accountant and say, here you go.
That's a very smart idea, and I definitely wish I encountered this earlier. it was a few years back already, having made the prototype. But in terms of pricing, wow, I think Googling a lot of different companies and it was my first go around for this type of thing. So I didn't really know who to trust, how it would work out, and whoever sounds nicer and sweeter probably is the one that would attract the inventor. But we can never tell if that's accurate, stage that we're going to go through, if that's all accurate or not, So it would have been amazing to know this earlier.
Well, and, we hear that all the time where an inventor is using someone and they found them online and they didn't know anybody, or I think it's worse when you hear them on a TV commercial and then you find out that it is not a reputable organization, but as long as they had the money to pay for the commercial, that's what they get. And so when, my first instinct when I heard about this is like, you got to be kidding me. I've never heard of this before. And so when I started doing some research, I said, holy cow, these guys are for real. And I went to the IRS, site, and I looked it up, and it's like, oh yeah, it's for real. So, when my first instinct, well, they're not inventing, new spaceships, so I don't know if they fall into research and development. And, the lady told me, she said, no, it is for anybody who's doing research and development. So prototyping falls into that category on a new product. Wow. So all of you guys qualify to get it. My understanding, and I am still learning this, is that once you go into manufacturing, manufacturing doesn't qualify. It is really the research and development stage. So we're going to get some information, Dr. Tina, and we're going to send it to you. And when you have a chance, you might be able to go back and have your accountant take a look and say, all right, we can't go all the way back, but let's see what we can do with what we've got here on maybe a couple of years and see. It's worth asking.
For sure. And definitely. And also the excellent thing is that I have a lot of inventions up my sleeve in terms of other ideas and that I want to go into. So this is a perfect time for me to take advantage of this tax break. Thank you so much for that.
So my pleasure, and I look forward to talking more with you about the brush refresher. And you said that when did you decide that you really were interested more in licensing than you were in going into manufacturing and production?
To be honest, right from the get-go, as a dentist and my husband as a pharmacist, we wanted to focus on our careers first as primary and then having a family. So thinking outside the box, we were like, if we invent something that can go big, but with a licensing, with a company, let's say like a toothbrush company, they already have everything set up. They already know A to Z what to do. So we would just fall in line as part of their, SKU in terms of what they're going to be promoting to other clients and customers, and we would just get royalties out of it. That was our intention from the get-go.
Excellent. And there are a lot of inventors that share the same goal as you. Thank you so much for being on. We're going to get you on to do some video. Our listeners do like to actually see then who we're talking with. And so we'll get you on for some video. You can, we'll grab some of the video off your website too to link up to that. And thank you, Dr. Tina. Stick with us, everybody. We have got another seasoned inventor coming on to talk about his really cool night golf products. Stick with us, everybody.
To Home Talk USA with Michael King. Do you have questions about your next home improvement project or home repairs? Now you can chat with verified home repair and home improvement experts in just minutes. Get the help you need by visiting HomeTalkUSA.com. One of the best resources for home improvement information around today. Your best life begins with your best home, and there's no place like Home Talk. That's HomeTalkUSA.com. And now, back to Invent America from the #1 home improvement radio program in the country. Home Talk USA with your host, the Cajun contractor Michael King, and his co-host, the Inventor Lady, Rita Crompton.
Thanks so much, everybody, for being with us this afternoon. I hope you are having a wonderful weekend. And if you're an inventor out there or you know someone who is and they've got questions or concerns about service providers or next steps, have them join us at the Inventor Roundtable meeting. They're free, and we have 2 virtual meetings a month. So wherever you are in America, you can join us. My next guest is Erin Osborn, longtime friend, 15 years or so, Ian?
Yep.
So I've seen you go through and invent lots of different things, and they've all had something to do with that cool little thing called miniature LED lighting system. But this product it changes night golf for sure. So tell our listeners, what is Night Golf Systems?
So we invented a couple of different kinds of machines. We have an automated and a static machine that allows you to take a basic glow-in-the-dark golf ball and throw it inside of the machine, and it supercharges it in 90 seconds and then holds it at that state until it dispenses the ball, or you take it out of the unit to be able to do your driving range or your physical, golfing in general. But it holds it for a charge of anywhere between 10 and 14 hours of charge is what these machines can overdose them at.
All right, so obviously you didn't invent the golf ball. What did you invent?
Nope. So the machine actually is a extreme high-intensity light box that supercharges the golf balls to their potential of maximum absorption of light energy, and then just to the nature of the golf ball itself, it holds that energy and it stores it and then keeps it lit for night golf.
Well,
So
wow.
no batteries.
That sounds like some serious research and development stuff.
Yeah, it took months and months to find the right balance of spectrums and intensity levels in order to be able to do what we wanted it to do in a very rapid rate, and then also longevity of glow factor after it's been charged.
So in all these years of inventing, did you know that there is an R&D tax credit for inventors?
Nope, I did not. I'd love to know about that.
Yeah, we're going to be sharing all of that information across America with every inventor, and I'm sure that they are going to be sharing it with every accountant that is involved, because we just found out about that.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
And so, when I'm really curious about your box. So you filed a patent. Your patent is issued.
Correct.
Yes. And so what are some of your other products out there? Because this isn't the only thing that you've done.
No, we also have a patent on providing light after the fact inside of these solar tubes that go inside of your homes or businesses where you put the giant mirrored tube in. Anytime you put any form of light inside of that tube after that has been installed for night use, that patent falls under our patent scope.
Very interesting. So, all of those solar lights, you turn it off and now it still lights up because your invention, your product is in there and makes that light go all evening.
Correct. So, after the sun goes down and you still want light in your kitchen, if you don't have conventional lights, you can actually still use the solar tube with our added light packages to go inside of those solar tubes, and now you still have the same amount of light coming out of the solar tubes as if you had the sun up there during the daytime.
All right. So what advice do you have for our listeners?
Don't spend a dime until it's time. Do your research. Definitely scope out all the possibilities of other products that are close or similar to yours, and make sure that your product is definitely unique and different than what you see out there, so that you don't have to spend as much time fighting the patent process of having to make changes to make sure that it is a patentable idea.
Well, and thank you for bringing that up, because we get a lot of inventors that say, well, I went and saw the engineer, and it's like, not yet. Save that $5,000 and get your search done first. I've got another inventor who's doing, he's going off, taking, his first prototype to the engineer. And it's like, not yet. Get your search done first, because if you take something to the engineer and he does it, he's more than happy to charge you again to fix it because you found out something, you couldn't do something because of something else that was filed, or that you needed to make changes because it'd be more efficient if it was done this way. But they're going to send you another invoice.
Right. Yeah, and paying for getting a good quality patent search, which I've had the luxury of being able to use your patent search system, and it provides everything and then some, so that it allows me as the design engineer and inventor to be able to find the ways that I need to design and implement the product to get around those patents to make it unique and novel and different.
Well, it's, the first steps, and we always say, you're right, don't spend a dime before it's time, and then, at some point you got to step up to the plate. And so the first money, and I've heard multiple inventors tell me over the years, the most valuable money they spent was the $500 on that search, because it saved them tens of thousands of dollars down the road.
Yes, that is true.
And sometimes it's like, don't go there.
First-hand knowledge, that is true.
Yeah, for some it's like, don't do this, move on to your next idea. We had a gentleman that from our inventor roundtable meetings years ago, Richard Quivelet. Remember when we met him and you said, you can find this one on the top shelf of Home Depot, go down this aisle, and this one, was out there, and so when we got down through his list, and you go with this one right here, and that's the one that he got his patent on.
Yep.
So you were
having done this for years, and in the industry, it's I know a lot about the things that are out there, and I have a good memory of what I've seen something that's similar. I will let you know. Don't do it until you double check.
So, well, you are a brilliant inventor, and I think I've seen your videos on Night Golf Systems. I can't wait till we get that one licensed for you, and because it is brilliant. And I want to thank you for being on today, and we will send you the name of the specialist on the R&D tax credit, so when you have your next invention, you'll be able to use it. Thanks so much, Ian. And everyone, stay with us, because I know you're dying to hear from our industry expert, Michael Smith. He is the Director of Tax for ADP. Stay with us.
Welcome back to Home Talk USA with Michael King. Do you have questions about your next home improvement project or home repairs? Now you can chat with verified home repair and home improvement experts in just minutes. Get the help you need by visiting HomeTalkUSA.com. One of the best resources for home improvement information around today. Your best life begins with your best home, and there's no place like Home Talk. That's HomeTalkUSA.com. And now, back to Invent America from the #1 home improvement radio program in the country, Home Talk USA, with your host, the Cajun contractor Michael King, and his co-host, the Inventor Lady, Rita Crompton.
Thanks, America, for sticking with us for this segment of Invent America, and we are very grateful to our host, Michael King, and Home Talk USA. So today we're talking about an interesting topic. I've had 3 inventors on, and not a single one of them knew about the R&D tax credit. My expert is Michael Smith. He's got 3 decades, 30 years of experience in the research and development tax credit. Michael, thanks so much for being on with us today, because I've got 3 clients lined up and ready to talk to you.
Great, Rita. Thanks for having me.
And so enlighten us. Tell us about that. I mean, ADP, and tell us about ADP, because it's been around forever. I've heard about it. And so I know there's lots of America, whether they're using you for staffing or accounting or all the different services. Tell everybody what it is and why you're an expert at the R&D tax credit.
Yeah, thanks, Rita. You know, and you're correct. For 75 years, ADP has been around building a better world of work through our innovative technologies and customer service. Presently, you know, we have over 1 million clients that rely on us every day, from hire to retire type services as well. And, you know, that includes things like payroll that you may know us for, but also includes retirement planning, 401k services, other human capital services like a preferred employer organization too. At ADP, you know, we gain a lot of data insights, and we put that into the industry for the workplaces to help them with their products and ideas and decisions every day. And really, through the division I'm in, Compliance Solutions and Tax Credits, we provide benefits and cash back for over 3,000 federal and state credits. And that includes the Research and Development Tax Credit, which happens to be the largest tax credit for the federal government, believe it or not.
Wow. You know, this is just so interesting. I think it was Jennifer that I met at ADP, or at ASD Market Week. And by the way, out there, everybody that's looking for a trade show, we're getting people signed up for next year as well, because you know what? We learned a lot more than just selling products out there. We learned about R&D tax credits, and we got to meet somebody from ADP that said, oh, yeah. And, you know, I said, you know, most of our inventors are not, you know, building a rocket science or, you know, a new spaceship or car. We're doing kitchen gadgets and pet products and, you know, golf balls. So when I, you know, asked her about that, she said, no, the R&D tax credit, they could qualify. So what is it? What is it that allows them to use this tax credit, Michael?
Right, yeah. And again, Rita, as I said, the government has long used tax credits in the tax code to incentivize business activity. That's like job creation. That's like investment. You know, but those rules and regulations sometimes can be a bit complex or obscure. Most of those are in a tax credit, so you get to take a dollar for dollar off your tax liability, and obviously cash is king, so everybody wants that. But as you just aptly stated, any business can potentially qualify. They need to meet the standards of this IRS 4-part test, and really you just start with what's your permitted purpose. So what is this new product, or perhaps it's a process or a method? So what's new? What are you working on? It's got to be technological in nature. Just think science, Rita. It's got to be in one of the hard sciences, whether it's engineering or physical or biological or computer science. The third part is, you know, what are you working on? What is your permitted purpose or your product intended? Is it some new method or capability or a new design that's out there? Is it new to you? It doesn't necessarily have to be new to the world at large. And then lastly, what's your process of experimentation? So how do you know it's working? When is it commercially ready to go to market? When are you ready to put it out there, you know, and turn that in a return on your investment? So, again, any business, I cannot emphasize enough, can qualify potentially for the R&D tax credit.
Well, that's wonderful information, and I know that it's going to, you know, our segment's going to be wrapping up here quick, but I want to give your name and contact information. Is it yours? You know, you're going to send me an email and tell me who directly I should send individuals to, but I would like to get you on a video so that I can get you out there. I'd like to get somebody else to join us at one of our Inventor Roundtable meetings so that they can see you and ask questions, and then I want you to provide me with something that I can give to every club member, every Inventor Group member out there, so that they know this is a resource. And thank you, Michael, so much. This is amazing.
Thank you.
All right, everyone, stay with us. We're going to be right back, and I will be providing you with the right contact information. So I'm not sure if Michael wants everybody contacting him directly, but you'll be able to go to our website and get that proper information. So stay with us.
back to Home Talk USA with Michael King. Do you have questions about your next home improvement project or home repairs? Now you can chat with verified home repair and home improvement experts in just minutes. Get the help you need by visiting HomeTalkUSA.com, one of the best resources for home improvement information around today. Your best life begins with your best home, and there's no place like Home Talk. That's HomeTalkUSA.com. And now, back to Invent America from the #1 home improvement radio program in the country, Home Talk USA, with your host, the Cajun contractor Michael King, and his co-host, the Inventor Lady, Rita Crompton.
So that was interesting, everyone. We will make sure that any inventor out there who wants this information about the Research and Development Tax Credit, R&D, if you go to the IRS website, it's right there. And if you need a service provider or you need some contacts, call me. They're going to put that phone number on the side of my casket because I'm taking it with me. And Rita at Inventor Lady is my email address. You can reach us. You can watch our archived podcasts and listen to our different segments and videos. Again, if you've got questions, join us at the Inventor Roundtable meetings, and we will be back with our leader next week, Michael King. Thanks, everybody, for being with us today, and we will get all of that contact information on our website. Have a great weekend, and I will talk to you next week. Bye, everybody.
Home Talk USA with Michael King is produced by Home Talk Media in association with King's Broadcasting Network and Genesis Communications Network. Broadcast and streamed live from the great state of Louisiana. Host and producer, the Cajun contractor, Michael King. Executive producer, Michael Mellinson. Affiliate and sponsor relations, Joe Spera. Comptroller, Sheila Gregoire. Assistant producer, Christian Bethencourt. Board operators provided by Genesis Communications Network. And I'm your announcer, Kevin McCarthy. Music includes King's Creole by Prolific Arts, Cajun Jam by StockMusic.com, and Zydeco City by Steve Rice. Home Talk USA with Michael King is sponsored by Bonide, pest solutions for your home, garden, and lawn. Decorators, take outdoor living beyond ordinary. Aztec Washer, innovative roofing solutions. Seal it right, seal it tight. Trimislab, replace rotten or missing wood with Trimislab expansion joint repair. Masonry Cosmetics, change the color of any porous masonry with proven masonry staining. Green Products Company, #1 in wood preservatives. Preserve, protect, and clean what you value, and most of all, make it last. Bond Products, manufacturers of InstaBind, the world's first do-it-yourself carpet binding solution. Deckrite, life is tough. Make your exterior flooring tougher. Thank you for joining us for another episode of Home Talk USA with Michael King. Until next time, visit us at HomeTalkUSA.com. Your best life begins with your best home, and there's no place like Home Talk. That's HomeTalkUSA.com.
Yay!